Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this FNIRSI DSO153 2-in-1 handheld oscilloscope DDS signal generator. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So let's get this open. So here we have the oscilloscope signal generator and here we have the probes. Let's get this open. So here we have the user guide for the probes. This talks about frequency compensation. This talks about accessories and features. And here are the probe characteristics. So let's open up the oscilloscope. So this charges with USB Type-C. So let's get this charging while we look at the manual. So it comes with a USB-A to USB-C cable. You can plug it into a phone charger and then we'll plug it in here. Okay, so that's currently charging at about 0.29 amps, about 0.3 amps. So here we have the manual. English starts on page 11. So I'm not going to cover all of this. You want to read through it on your own. So this has a product intro. This talks about the panel. So we have the different ports, buttons, indicators on here. This talks about how to use the buttons. So you can pause and read through this, and I will demonstrate some of this at least. Here's more. Here are the product parameters. Sampling rate is 5 megasamples per second. Bandwidth is 1 megahertz. Voltage range in 1x mode is plus or minus 40 volts, and in 10x range is plus or minus 400 volts. Has 3 trigger modes: automatic, normal, and single. Trigger edge is rising edge and falling edge. The signal generator can generate signals between 1 and 10,000 kilohertz. Duty cycle is 1 to 100%. Amplitude is 0.1 to 3.3 volts. And then it has a number of different waveforms we can do: sine wave, rectangular wave, etc. The display is 2.8 inches. It's 320 by 240. It charges with 5 volts USB at 1 amp. Battery size is 1000 milliamp hours. So this talks about the different things on the screen. This talks about the signal generator interface. It talks about updating the firmware and contact information. So let's unplug this. I'll pull the screen protector off. So the buttons on here are rubberized and the rest of this is plastic. It does have a kickstand and it has a toggle wheel on the top. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Okay, that turned on quickly. So I'll use the toggle wheel to go to English. I'll press down on it to select. And here we have oscilloscope, signal generator, and settings. So let's start out with oscilloscope. So it comes with a lead here. There's an adapter to connect this up with the BNC connector. So I'll connect that. And we have 2 ports on the top. We have DSO and DDS. So DSO is the digital storage oscilloscope. I'll plug into it. Okay, now I'm going to take the hook and I'll put it on the little test here. And we see a square wave. So let's get out of here. So I'll hold down the top button here. That takes us back to the main menu. I'll go to signal generator. Here we have a 1 kilohertz sine wave. So let's see if we can go down here. Here's a square wave, sawtooth wave, half wave, full wave, step wave, reverse step wave, noise wave, index up, index decrease, direct current, multi-audio, sync pulse, Lorentz waves. I think that's it. And then we'll go to settings. So we have language here, we have light and sound, so the light is all the way up. And I do have my studio light on this right now, so it looks a little dimmer than it would without a studio light on it. The bottom is the speaker. On startup we can go to none, oscilloscope or signal generator has yellow or blue theme. We have auto shutdown is off. And this is the about screen. Then we have factory reset. I think that's it. Okay, so let's power it off. I'll press down on the power button and it will shut off. So I'm going to get this charged up and get familiar with it. Then I'll come back and I'll do a deeper demonstration. Okay, so I have this all charged up. We'll hold down on the power button to turn it on. And let's start off with the signal generator. So I'll press down here, open up signal generator. So we'll connect these alligator clips to the DDS output on here. And then I have a Bluetooth speaker here. I'm going to connect up to the auxiliary on it. And then I'll clamp onto the sleeve and the tip here. I'll turn the speaker on.
Power on. Bluetooth.
So we currently have a 1 kilohertz sine wave. So I'll press run. I think this is in Bluetooth mode. Let me... So we can hear that 1 kilohertz sine wave when we press run. So let's go through the different waves here. So we can change those by toggling. So I'll just go through them. Okay, so now let's change the frequency. So I'm going to press down on the toggle, and we can go in here and change this. And I can do it while it's running. So I'll hold down on this, and we can hear it rising. And let's take it back down now. So I'll hit the toggle again. And now if I want to go down to duty cycle, I'll press down. We can go down to amplitude. Let's change this. That might have been a little high. So we're pressing down on the toggle, we're pressing it in, and then we're pressing down on the arrow keys. So here we have 522 Hertz, 50% duty cycle, amplitude is 2 volts. We can hit run. We can switch the different wave types. So that signal generator is pretty straightforward. So to exit out of here, we'll hold down on the toggle. Let's go back up to oscilloscope, press in on it, and here we have the oscilloscope. So let's measure some things with this. So I'll unclip this, and we'll plug the probe into DSO. To calibrate this, we can clip on here with the little hook, and we'll hit auto. We'll press it once, and we should have a square wave come up here. So if we need to adjust this, there's a little screw here, and it came with a little screwdriver. Let me just demonstrate it. And you can see the square waveform. So we want to adjust this until it is square. So that looks good right about there. So to change the parameters on here, we'll go through the toggle. So this is the volts per division adjustment. So we can press up and down on the arrows to change that. So we have 1 volt, 2 volts. We have 500 millivolts. Next we have 1x or 10x. So we can change that on the probe here. You can switch it to 10x for higher voltages. Then this is the time base. We're currently at 200 microseconds. So here we can change that. Next we have AC or DC. This is our trigger. So if I move this trigger above the waveform, it will no longer be frozen. Let me go back into auto mode real quick. So you can see we're no longer triggering here. So here we can move it down until it triggers. So we can move around on the waveform. So we have the yellow arrow on the top lit up. And we can do that on the side also. So if we press mode, we can switch between auto, single, and normal. And then if we hold it down, we can change it. Right now we're on rising edge, and we can change it to falling edge. So let's try this on some higher voltage. Now I don't recommend doing this if you don't know how to do it properly, but I'm going to go here to 1x mode, and I'll change that to 10x, and I'll change my probe to 10x. Now you have to be careful with mains electricity with a plug-in oscilloscope. So I'm actually testing this on a battery, and this is battery powered. So nothing is even plugged in. There's no electrical connection outside of what I'm connecting up here. And I'm actually just going to be using this accessory for an amp meter. I'll plug that into power. And I have not connected power or turned it on yet. I'll connect these into the little test ports, and I'll clamp onto them. So this power station I have here claims to have pure sine wave output. So we're going to test that. So I'll turn the output on. So this is live now, and I will hit auto. And here we have our waveform. So if we look at frequency, it says 60.2 Hertz. Our RMS voltage is 110 volts. So we can change parameters on here. Our volts per division is 100. And that looks like the max there. We can lower it to 50. So that's actually probably the best for it. So if you're looking at inverters, generators, things like that, and they say they have pure sine wave output, you can use an oscilloscope like this to test that, if you know how to do it properly. And that's an advantage of this being battery powered, is there's not going to be a loop back through. And I specifically do have this unplugged, so there's just no chance of that. I don't know if it's isolated or not, but this is as isolated as you can get. So that was the 2-in-1 handheld signal generator oscilloscope. I found this to be a versatile little tool. Not only does this function as an oscilloscope, it also works as a signal generator, so you can use it for multiple types of diagnoses. It has lots of different waveforms on the signal generator. It's fairly easy to use once you learn it. It can be a little tricky to know what buttons do what, but once you get to using it a little bit, it becomes second nature. And then the oscilloscope is a little trickier to use, but again, once you learn how it works, it's pretty straightforward. The neat thing about this is it's a tiny oscilloscope, so you can easily fit this in a bag. So if you're diagnosing things on the road, it's not going to take up much room. It's nice that it's also rechargeable, and it charges using USB, so it's a pretty common standard. And I really like that this is isolated. So if I'm working on something with this, I don't have to worry about mains electricity going places it's not supposed to. I had this on my desk, but it does have that little kickstand on the back, so you can set it up and angle it. And this is typically how I'd probably use it if I was sitting at a bench. So if you're looking for a small portable oscilloscope and signal generator, I think this is a great option. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.